Welcome to Nursing School Explained and this video on test prep and test taking strategies. As you know, in nursing school there are many exams, and at the end of nursing school you're going to be studying for your NCLEX, your National Certification and Licensure exam. So the best way of preparing for that big exam at the end of your nursing school career is to prepare and really practice these things as you're going through school. Now, what I've written down here in this video and what I'm going to be going over here shortly are strategies that I talk to my students about all the time. Because my job was, when students did not do well on an exam, to sit down with them and evaluate, see how they study, what the strategies they use, and what techniques they use. And then there are typically always the same kind of things that the students needed to support them. And so I've summarized them here for you, so hopefully they can help you as well. So let's get started here. So critical thinking is the first thing we need to discuss. Critical thinking and nursing are really interrelated. You've probably heard the term a lot, and it's not foreign to you. Don't think about this as a nursing concept only. Critical thinking is something that you use in everyday life, when you go shopping, when you drive somewhere, when there's a problem that arises in the tasks that you have, then you use your critical thinking to solve that task. And that's really all critical thinking is. It's designed to solve problems as well as make decisions. And then in nursing, we follow the nursing process. Our assessment, planning, implementation, and then the evaluation in the end. And you do that a lot already, so don't think of it as foreign. And these other strategies here will help you get better in your critical thinking. And then it is super important to prepare for class. Many nursing schools now, they do not provide traditional lecture anymore, which is why I'm hoping that my videos with the content actually help you. But in order to prepare for class, you need to come in and know the topic. Have read at least a little bit about what you're going to learn in class, because the instructors many times do not have time to just go over certain things that you can just acquire the knowledge for by watching videos or reading your textbook. So prepare for class and any assignments that there are, so that way when you're in class and when you're discussing these disease processes or whatever it is that you are learning, that you can participate in the discussion and you already know the very basis, and then can kind of take it to another level as you're discussing a patient care scenario in a case study, for example. And then study groups. Study groups are super important. That's one of the things that I tell my students all the time. Get together with your classmates, but keep the group small, maybe 3, 4, maximum of 5 people. And it really helps to bounce ideas off of each other, because one person heard an additional detail in class that maybe you didn't hear, the other person thinks about it differently. And when you're discussing these things, it helps your critical thinking, it helps you remember those discussions during your exam, and that will benefit you tremendously. And then the very important part, the types of questions that you encounter on your exams. And they are basically divided in 4 categories. So first of all, there are knowledge questions. So these are pure memorization. So this is something like normal values for vital signs, normal lab values, the landmarks for your apical pulse, auscultation, those kind of things. Things that you're just going to have to memorize. Now, taking it a step up is comprehension. So now you have to show that you're understanding the memorized information. So this kind of still requires you, of course, to memorize certain pieces, but now it's not just reciting that, but it's to actually understand why is it? Why do we assess the apical pulse at that 5th intercostal space at the midclavicular line? Next level up would be an application question. So now you have all this memorized information, but you utilize the information in a patient care scenario. So now it gives you an apical pulse rate, and you have to determine whether or not it is safe to give a certain medication, for example. And then the highest level of question is the analysis question, where you actually now have acquired the knowledge, you understand it, and you know how to utilize it, but now you're also able to compare and contrast the information, interpret the data, come to conclusions from that interpretation, and understand relationships and differences of things that occur in this particular question. And so from top to bottom here, from knowledge to analysis, these types of questions increase in difficulty, and they also increase in the percentage that you're going to see them on your exams as you advance through your nursing courses. So in your very fundamentals class, you're going to have questions that are mostly knowledge and comprehension questions, and then some application, probably not analysis. If you're just about to graduate, you've already acquired the knowledge and you comprehend the material. Now you need to show that you can apply and analyze the information given. That's why later on in your nursing school career, the questions get more difficult. And here's the important part. Every nursing school, they have policies and procedures that they follow, and they also have a test plan where they say, okay, in our first semester, 80% questions are going to be knowledge and comprehension, and 20 are going to be application and analysis. And typically these two are kind of together, and then these two are kind of lumped together. So 80-20 in your first, where in your last semester you might have 20% knowledge and comprehension, and then 80% application and analysis, because now you've been through the knowledge acquisition, you have memorized the information. Now you need to show that you're ready to take that national licensure exam, and that's what most of the questions are going to be on, application and analysis, because now you're getting ready to practice as a registered nurse and to prove to the licensing body that you're actually able to apply the information that you've learned. And so the tidbit here is ask your professor about a test plan or a blueprint, because they might give you an analysis where it says, okay, for this topic we have so many questions of knowledge and comprehension and so many questions for application and analysis. Or at the very least, you can ask them what their policies are going forward in the nursing semester, so that you know the percentage of questions that you should expect on the exam. Now, when it comes to actual test taking, there is something that we call the RACE model. So a RACE is an acronym here that we use, and when you're actually faced with a question now, it's very important to recognize key words, and those are usually in the question as well as in the answer. If you have a piece of scratch paper there, or maybe if you even take an exam on paper and pencil, you can highlight those or underline these words if it's okay to write down, or write these keywords down on your piece of paper, so that when you might get confused with reading through the answer choices, that you can come back to that keyword and figure out what it is that's actually going on in this question, what is key to this question. And then ask yourself, what is the question really asking? Because let's be honest, questions can be confusing. They might have an introduction, it might be 2-3 sentences long, and by the time you get to the answers, you don't even remember what they asked you. So maybe reword the question for yourself. What do they really want to know? What do they want me to answer here? And then C, critically analyze every option in relation to the question and all the other options. So that's when you go back and you say, okay, A, maybe, B, absolutely does not apply, C, maybe, and then D, I don't think applies. So then you're usually left with 2 options, and then you have to critically analyze it in relationship to the question, because maybe A and C are right, but C doesn't really apply to the question. It's a correct statement, but it doesn't really reflect back to what the question is actually asking you, which is very important, that you are reading the questions and every answer choice very carefully, and then reflect back to these keywords, what are they asking you. And then in the end, you're going to eliminate the incorrect options and come up with the correct answer. Number 6, do not ever change your answer. Unless you find out that you misread the question, you missed the keyword, you didn't see the not, which one does not apply, something like that. Then you can change your answer. But if you were between option A and C and you picked A, but now you go back and you review it and now you want to go with C, please do not change the answer. Many times, or actually research has shown that I think the percentage is greater than 80%. If you change your answer, you're still going to have the wrong answer. So might as well stick with that first gut feeling that you had and just stick it. Please don't change your answer. And then number 7, practice, 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 and practice some more. Practicing these type of questions is what's gonna get you ready for your exams. The more you do it, the more used you'll get to the types of questions, and the better you get at answering them. And the best way is to do these type of practice questions. Now, here is another thing. There's a company called F.A. Davis. They're a book publisher that mostly does healthcare professionals, and they have a lot of different nursing books. And what I found over the years is really, really helpful is their Success Series, and that is specifically for nursing students. So they're called the Davis Success Series. And there's a variety of books there. There's Test Success, Fundamental Success, which is more applicable to your first semester or introductory foundations classes in nursing school. And then they have success books for pediatrics, med-surg, psychiatric, maternal health, pharmacology, really any specialty that you can think of. And then they also have an NCLEX success book, which kind of summarizes everything that you need to know in one book. And this success series, I have an example of it right here, looks like this. Davis Test Success. These are the test taking strategies for beginning nursing students. And actually some of the information I put down here, like this race model, comes from this book. So they tell you how to approach these questions. And the really, really nice thing is that they have tons of practice questions. They are available in hard copy, and they also have availability to online resources, which is called Davis Edge, and these questions online are updated constantly. So if you go back later, then you might see a question that you haven't had before, and as the NCLEX changes, they can update these online questions, and so it gives you more opportunities for practice. And the best thing about it is they give you the rationales for the correct as well as the incorrect answers. Because now if you got stuck here between option A and C, and A was the correct option, but you chose C, for example, then you can read why is A the right answer and C is not. So they give you the rationales for why one answer is right and the other ones are not right. And that, I think, is the biggest learning impact that this book series has, because otherwise, if you just know this is the correct one and here's why, but you don't know why the incorrect one is not correct, then you're not really going to get as much learning out of it. And that's why I really love this success series so much. And I have another example here of the fundamental success, and then again with this Davis Edge here for the online resources. And keep in mind, they don't actually review material in their books. The test taking strategies has some strategies that you can go over, but actually they don't actually give you information where there's like a couple pages of the information for the chapter, like a summary. These are strictly questions and answers with rationales. And the thing is, I like them so much, so I've contacted F.A. Davis, and they know that their products are good. So through Nursing School Explained, you can get 20% off all of their resources, whether that's digital or hard copies, and free shipping if you use the coupon code PETRA20. So that's my name and then 20. I will put the information about all of this in the description of the video below so you can have access. And I also need to let you know that this is an affiliate link. So when you use this coupon code, not only do you get 20% off plus free shipping, but also I get a small percentage for the referral. And know that these are resources that students over the years have found very helpful. So I hope that they will help you too. And here's a little extra bonus with having a little percentage off here. And then once you get done with all your practice questions, you take your exam. And then it's very important to reflect after the exam and before the next exam. What went well? What didn't go so well? How did I score on my exam? What can I do better next time? And then most of all, it's important to be and stay positive. Nursing school is super stressful. There are so many exams and assignments and clinical and places to be and family to take care of at home. So just stay positive, even if you don't do as well as you would have liked on a certain exam. If you follow these test-taking strategies and use the resources, you will be successful. Also ask your professors, stay in touch with them, see what other advice they can give you. But like I said before, these are kind of like the things that I have found very helpful over the years for students, and then they have succeeded through their nursing school. Now, there's also another video that I'm going to put on about what to do on exam day to actually prepare for exam day so that you're mentally and physically prepared to take that important test. So thanks so much for following Nursing School Explained. Also check out my Instagram account. Check the description below regarding the information on F.A. Davis. And I hope this video has helped you. See you soon right here on Nursing School Explained. Thanks for watching.